Hello everybody, back again with another review video, and today's review is over the DC Multiverse Batman from Batman Forever, and is a part of the collectible Nightmare Bat. As you can see with the packaging, is that you'll actually get the head to the bat. Also it'll come with the display stand for the bat and a little thing to put in its chest and torso, which I was wondering why there's a big gap on the torso in general. Furthermore, looks like you're going to get 3 actual weapons for Batman to hold, the card as well, and then he'll get his own display stand, which is hidden there in the very back. Going more over the actual packaging, you'll get the logo here on the side, Batman Forever once again. Moving on to the back, image of the Nightmare Bat, along with the 4 other figures, and then the actual head, and to show off that you'll get the head within the actual packaging. And then on this side, you're going to see DC Multiverse, Batman once again. And at the bottom, here is the actual barcode for those who may be searching in store. This figure is actually very controversial when it comes to the paint scheme, and we'll go more over that in the later part of this video. This may be the worst figure in the actual wave because of the lazy repaint, which we'll get more into. But of course, it comes with a bunch of accessories and a lot to finish off the actual build-a figure of the Nightmare Bat. That being said, the first thing you're going to get is obviously the typical black display stand with the DC logo, as you can see here in the front, along with the actual 1-foot peg, as you can see here, and the very thin base, just like every other typical McFarlane base. And now you're even going to get an even larger base, and this is going to be for the Nightmare Bat. So what you're going to see is actually where you're going to put the little stand sticking out. Nice inclusion, kind of unique, and almost like as if it's a statue because it is a big build-a figure. And then you're going to see the DC logo here in the front. It's more of a glossy texture compared to a normal base. I actually really like it, and I can't wait to actually kind of display and see how it holds, but that will be just on my own personal time. And then here is the actual peg or stand that will go in that base to hold up the Nightmare Bat, and it's just going to have that little ball joint along with this long metal pole or stick, whatever you want to call it. Furthermore, onto the Nightmare Bat, you're going to get the actual head, which is pretty cool and wicked. Has that angry expression, fearful expression, nightmare expression, to say the least. And the actual mouth opens and closes. Did not expect that, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of detail going on here, even with the ear, with the purple going on, and the black, the nice eyes, face, everything just looks fantastic on the actual figure. Thought I'd probably sell the build-a figure, but I think it's pretty cool, even though it is weird and strange. When it comes to weapons, you're gonna get the little grappling hook gun, and it's pretty much just all of a silver color. Not much going on besides some texturing as well, but there it is. Great inclusion. I feel like it's a pretty decent size. Then you're gonna get another type of batarang. There's 2 different types of batarangs included with this figure. There's this one, and then the other one is going to be this even smaller batarang and probably more accurate batarang. Definitely prefer this one over the other. Next thing is going to be a left hand, a more holding hand. Decent size, actually pretty large size, maybe a little oversized if I were to say so myself. But other than just some texturing, it's pretty simple and basic. And then you're gonna get a right hand that's almost the same thing. Actually, let me see here. It is the same thing. Yep, it is the same thing actually. So you're gonna get right and left for that. Thought it was different because it looked like it was opened a little more. And then here is the card. Same artwork or movie shot, just like the others. Batman Forever. In this same read up. Wish they actually changed that based on the characters that I've mentioned time and time again. But there, you can pause the video if you feel like reading it all. And the reason you're all here is for the actual figure. And one thing off the bat is I don't understand. Yes, it is basically a repaint of the character or Batman that they released in the past that had this cape, but they obviously had to change it up and somehow made it worse. I don't know how you make it worse because of paint application. And yeah, it may not be accurate, but it is weird because it's almost like it's kind of cool that's messed up, but also I'm not going to say that's a positive because they did do some type of cheap way and cheap outing on this figure. This should be a wired cape. It should at least be a little different from the previous, especially since they wanted to, I don't know, go a lower route, cheaper route by not painting the actual mask and giving us something we all wanted, because everybody liked that figure in the past. But yeah, it's unfortunate that they did not include a wired cape and kept the exact same as the previous figure. I do like the paint application on the actual belt. Nice silver and gold going on there. A lot of details going on. I like this blue color because that's the color it should be. If they just did that throughout, almost pretty much the same figure I think as the previous release, which would have been in that 6-pack. Definitely a nice glossy looking color. Nice texturing going on in detail. It just sucks for some reason they decided to paint those areas black, which is why it's controversial. The face is pretty decent, although I feel like they messed up the eye on his, I guess we would say, left eye. Looks a little off. But the lips and everything seem decent. That looks like there's some bleeding going on with the black on the actual face sculpt from my copy, which is unfortunate. Going more of articulation in this shall be interesting. Going side to side, do it no issue, as you can see. And then when it comes to looking up, not much going for it in terms of looking up. Looking down, different story, go down that much. And then here's just side to side, downward, side to side, normal looking, and then side to side looking upward. And you could do 360 for like doing so. When it comes to the actual T-pose, it's about as much as you're gonna get because of the actual cowl extending onto and over the shoulders. But at least these flaps are doing its job. And you'll be able to get full range of motion though, 360 here, and you get a bicep cut, as you can see, nice range of motion. And when it comes to actually bending the elbow, bend all the way, so that's nice. It comes to the hands, full rotation as well, no issue there. And when it comes to actually bending the hands, go down about this much, and then going up this much, a little bit restriction going on there. And when it comes to the actual ab crunch, going backwards about this much, but it does expose a little bit on the inside right there. And the ab crunch going forward, this much, actually a decent amount, probably more than usual. Then you'll get rotation here in the upper torso, no issue. Seems partially a little loose, but not all the way. Definitely more tension here, and yes, on the waist can rotate. And when it comes to the actual splits, that was surprisingly pretty easy. It seemed like there was no restriction going on there or any tension, which could potentially be a concern, but who knows? Doesn't really seem like for me. But there's the splits pretty much all the way. And yeah, you see the nice shimmer and shine, but that's not going to get me because they did mess it up by painting areas black that shouldn't be black and should be the same color. Then when it comes to the actual knee, there you go. Be able to get it bend back this much. Then when it comes to the actual foot, side to side, no issue. Going down this much, and then going up this much. It's not much at all when you look at it. And then toe articulation, pretty decent. It's pretty much the figure when it comes to the articulation. Let me get back and give my final thoughts. When it comes to this figure, I think it was a very lazy repaint. Many people actually wanted the previous iteration of this character. Also the fact that it does not include a wired cape when the other current figures all include one is a big disappointment. They definitely really cheaped out on this figure, but it was a money grab because they knew it was the figure that included a lot for the build the figure and also had a lot of accessories, which is a big disappointment. This figure could have been so much more and probably wouldn't have been the best Batman, if not, you know, probably at least the best of the wave if they weren't lazy about it. But instead it is the worst of the wave in my opinion. The articulation is decent, so at least I'll give them props on that, but it just sucks how lazy they did it. Face sculpt was good, just like the previous figure, but yeah, this one's definitely nothing compared to the previous figure. So that one at least was accurate and made sense. And it does have kind of a weird, I don't know, glory to it because of the inaccurate colors, but I'm not going to give them any props because of that feeling that partially is within me, because it's contradicting. Sucks that it's not accurate, but also looks a little cool just because it's different. But yeah, it's definitely not accurate, and that's just, it's a huge disappointment. That's why I just got to end it with super lazy. And for me, probably have to give it probably a 6.1 out of 10. Very lazy. Do not recommend this figure unless you just need the parts, but it's probably better to get the parts yourself for the build a figure. That's going to wrap up today's review. If you did enjoy this review, please like, comment, subscribe down below for more future content. Until then, see you in the next video. Peace out.